Welcome, world. Welcome to Inside the Pocket. Your boy DIV here. I'm direct, live in full effect. Over here you got Sussanova. Sussanova, also known as Screwface. All right, here today, ready. All right, we got some. We were talking. We got a hot topic. It's hot in our minds. So
yeah,
what it is specifically is you have these men who start their arguments. How they build their cases for their problem with women and women's thinking and how they choose men. One of their main problems is like, oh, these women don't choose men, they just choose bad guys, right? They choose these bad guys. They always say
it's like the old saying. It's like the old saying. Women love bad boys. That's like the old saying.
Yeah. So the old saying is that women love bad guys or bad boys, right? And I challenge that, right? I challenge that to say that it's not so much that women are choosing bad guys. Now elaborate on it. It's not so much that women are choosing bad guys. Is that women are just choosing men they perceive to have more personality, or men that really do have more personality. All right, I'm not saying that it's a dude that's bad or good. I'm just saying it's a dude that he seems like he has some type of something about him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Him having something about him having character or lack thereof, but having just something that represents him, it helps the woman to notice him, to see him, to be aware of him and what he got going on. A dude that has no personality, but he's over here talking about, oh, no women are choosing me, they're not choosing me, woe is me. The only thing you're doing is complaining about you not getting attention. And then you say it's bad guys, oh, this girl gets into a relationship with this dude, and then you hear about how he's so mean to her, all this other shit, all this hearsay shit. And even when we're young, and the first person you date, they'll tell you, they'll be like, oh, she's dating a bad guy, she should have chose that nerdy motherfucker over there. Hell no, she should have chose that nerdy motherfucker over there. That motherfucker's a piece of shit just like that other dude. It's just that other dude had the balls to get with her. And of course, this young love, young relationships, you are an asshole. You're a selfish teenager. Of course you're gonna be an asshole. Most of the time when you're young, you most likely gonna be an asshole. You still trying to figure shit out. So a lot of the early years of dating and all that shit, you're gonna run into the bad guy. Every dude you date is probably gonna be he's gonna be a bad guy because he's growing up too. But when she leaves the relationship, she will still say that he was a bad guy. She'll still talk about the bullshit that he did.
Damn!
That weirdo dude is coming, oh, she always chooses the bad guys. No, my nigga, that's just
she's looking over a nice guy like me to get with the bad guy. And it's just like you probably weren't that nice of a guy to begin with. I mean, I've heard horror stories from some women who said that they went with the nice guy only for him to treat her just as badly as the bad boy that he said that be treating women just horrible. Like he said he wouldn't be. And it's like I always say, that's some childish ass way of thinking. Thinking that women are just choosing the bad guy, the bad boys out here. That's not. Yeah, they need to find a way to irrationalize that shit because it's just not. That's just not how it goes. It's probably just you just weren't the personality type that she liked.
Exactly.
And I've also seen cases where women have also. Maybe I wouldn't even say women have told me this, but it's something that I noticed as well. Because I've seen it in in other places, but it's just that you got the nerdy dude who feels like the popular girl that goes after the bad boys like we saying, and he's like, oh well, how come she's not choosing me? But I reflect on it. Did you choose the nerdy girl that was over there? That probably would have been more suited for you. Like, did you even give her a look?
Yeah, nerdy chick right next to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, who likes the same shit as you, who probably would have been honestly a better fit for you, but you were so caught up on looks, but you gonna sit here and complain, oh, she don't like dudes that look like me. Nigga, you don't like women that look like you, so what the fuck are you even complaining about?
Yeah. You see Chief Wiggle, his wife looks just like him, or Mel Austin's parents. They look like brothers.
Yeah, twins. They twins.
You are just like how that girl's caught up in her world, you caught up in your world too. Somebody's watching you, but you don't like her. And that's one of the arguments that people have. Like, they're like, oh, all the good looking girls getting taken by the like a couple percentage of guys and some weirdo shit like that. But y'all don't want all the other girls that's out there, y'all don't want them. Y'all don't want these other girls. And even if a part of me is like, y'all don't want them, or y'all still couldn't get with them. You know what I'm saying? Y'all fantasize about the most attractive women on the planet, but y'all still can't even get regular girls. Like y'all spend so much time fantasizing about this porn star or this celebrity or whatever, and y'all have no ability to talk to a regular chick, not knowing that chick is fake as fuck. Everything about her is not even real. Everything that she's put in front of you to have you click on her, look at her forever, spend money on seeing her. Like that's what she's there for only. She got a whole machine behind her to make her look good. And your brain can't handle that machine. You're not smarter than the machine. You can't. Your senses can't overwhelm the machine. The machine is to overwhelm your senses. And she got that fueling her beauty. What the fuck are you gonna do? All right, so gold digging or a girl that's just in it for the money. When all you do, right? You sit here and you go on any type of social media, dudes will do the most. They be out here money phone. They be out here renting cars, showing off this, showing off that. Look, I'm here in this country and all this shit, trying to flex. And then when they get attention from women, and the woman that they get doesn't give a shit about them and only wants them for what they could like give them, and they can't give them that. And then when the girl leaves them or talks shit about them or shits on them, they get upset. They start crying and they try to play the victim too. Like, oh yeah, she's a gold digger. I just didn't know she didn't love me for me. That's that fake Hollywood, perfect little story scenario shit that you playing into. Like damn well, you showing off your money is gonna attract that type of girl that just wants money. She's there
only
because of
wants
what
money.
she show off. If you giving out carrots, you gonna get rabbits and animals. You giving out meat, you gonna get savage lions and shit. You putting out meat, you gonna get savages. You know what I'm saying? You putting out gold and all this other shit. The women that want that shit are savages. They gonna show up. They want that lifestyle. You can't provide that lifestyle. They gonna shit on you and leave you and take you for what you got because you wasted their time. That's like a consolation prize to take all your shit. So you how you got them is how you lose them. Look, I don't people been sitting on dudes for like the last couple of years and all this feminist shit and all that, but this is some self-inflicted shit. So I feel fine about talking this shit. Like and women, they getting shit on too, just like how all men been getting shit on. But like this right here is self-inflicted. So
yeah, I'm about to say to add to it, it's just that I keep the same energy for men and women. And so, well, bringing up this conversation, I've always said in the back of my head, I'm just like, all men ain't trash. The type of men you choose are trash. So I'm gonna say in this situation, you can't say all women are gold diggers. Nah, nigga, the type of women that you are attracted to and are trying to attract are gold diggers. So don't get mad when they only want you for your money. It's as simple as that. If it was about actually finding love or all this good stuff, or if you just wanted sex, just say that. Just say that. It's 2022. Niggas would be surprised at just how much women like sex as much as they do. If you just keep it a buck with them,
they want to show off too. Not only, but see, that's too easy. No, because they could just get a prostitute, whatever, but that's not fly. They want to get some hot Instagram chick and show her off, just like how they show off all that shit. But they can't afford that girl, just like that they can't afford that Lambo. They got the Lambo to take the quick, and they can't keep up with the rent on the car and save them with the girl. They can't keep up with the upkeep. You want a woman like this, you got to be able to keep up with it.
Keep the upkeep. Yeah. Yep. Don't sit here and be like, hey, I get money every single day. And then when she's talking to you, because you say you get money every single day, but then she's sitting there being like, oh, when the money dries up or it slows down, and she's just like, yo, what happened? I thought you get money every day. Like if you're not, then shit, I gotta go. Don't get mad when she goes. Like you sold her $1 in a dream, but you're not providing the dollar no more, so she can't have the dream. So
that's the dream. You the dollar. Don't forget your roles. Dream dollar. Yeah. She's here to fulfill her side of the bargain, but you're not fulfilling your side of it. You wanted her to sit there, look pretty, and take dick. She knows she can do that shit. She knows she's pretty. All she gotta do is lay there and let your whole ass like tire yourself out on top of her, and that's it. And she just that's it. She job done. She completed both of her roles. You gotta go make that money. You know what I'm saying? That's what you agreed upon. Or now she's gonna make you look crazy. So it's up to you.
I mean hey, listen, that's why you was flaunting it in the first place. Because it's just like, if that's not the case, why are you showing your money on the internet? Like why does it matter?
Yeah, exactly. Why does it matter?
Because like I don't see billionaires for the life of me kind of actively. If anything, they might show off a purchase, like maybe a big ass yacht or something. If they make a purchase like that, But even then, sometimes they're not even the one showing it off. It's
Yeah.
like a news outlet will tell you, oh, so like when Jeff Bezos bought their like $500 million yacht, whatever it was, he didn't say nothing about it. News reports said that shit. So it's just like you wouldn't have even known if the news didn't tell you, because the nigga don't flash it. Niggas like Bill Gates, all them stuff. Niggas who actually get money. They don't. When have you ever seen them flash Gucci belts or wads of cash, do this, that, and the third?
Never.
I can't for the life of me remember ever seeing that shit from them. So it's just like, why are you out here trying to, unless you're trying to, use the money as a bait to try to get these women, it's just like, why are you even flashing it? But at the same time,
that's it.
You
It's
can't
bait.
be.
Why would we
Yeah.
pretend like it's not what it is? Why would we pretend like we don't see what it is? Like, it's a dirty game we playing here. Like, why are we trying to dress it up? Why are we trying to put a Hollywood spin on this shit? It's a nigga showing off resources and the girl that he wants, or it's an attractive woman just coming over like, all right, what you got? That's all this shit is.
Yeah. Because I can tell you right now, women who actually have something, I've seen on multiple occasions, women say they don't care about the money that a man has, because more often than not, they're making their own money.
Exactly.
So if you want that type of woman, money ain't gonna attract them. It's like you said, do you have a personality, nigga? Like what you got to add?
Why you think the prisoners nowadays, bro? Like niggas out of prison, nigga, they got bitches, bro.
Yeah.
Like they're like, I didn't know how crazy this shit is, but there is a whole like culture where like there's dudes that have mad women, and these niggas ain't got shit. Just out here. If there's women that make their own money, it don't fucking matter what you are as a dude. There's women out here that will take a nigga, and there's women that are probably so happy that they got financial freedom, that they can kind of date whoever they want to date and do whatever the fuck they want to date. Because they're like, it's honestly true. It's like, if you don't have to, if you say that you're a somewhat attractive woman, right? Back in the day, but you can't do nothing. You have to date some fat, short, rich nigga over here, or some oblong looking crazy nigga over here because his family got money or some wild shit. But now, fast forward in the future, you are okay looking chick. You're not the baddest bitch around, but you got 2 eyes, 10 toes, 10 fingers. You ain't got no mind issues.
They can talk about the bare minimum.
I'm just saying, like, you're healthy. You're just a regular healthy chick.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got no problems. You had asthma when you was a kid, and that's it. Like a regular chick, you wore braces, had asthma when you was a kid as a little girl, and now you're a regular woman, mad regular. You ain't gotta get sold off to no nigga. You could just get a job, and you could get what type of nigga you want. You could really choose who you want to have kids with and have the type of looking kids you want to have. You ain't gotta have that oblong looking kids with some gross pig ass potato nigga.
As long as you tall and halfway looking decently, then you
light skin. Come on, bro.
If you light skin, it's just adding on a cherry on the top, really. But as long as you tall,
you're racially ambiguous in this time. In the 2000s, if you was light skinned, nigga, you was popping. A little bit. Just came back a little bit in the 2010s. A little bit we came back, but then that went out when niggas realized there's such thing as being even more light skinned, being ambiguously racist, like whatever.
Racially ambiguous.
Racially ambiguous. Yeah, that's like light skin on crack. So discovered that it was.
That's like, I don't know if you white or black or Puerto Rican or what. I don't know what the fuck you is.
This nigga Samoan? What the fuck is? What is this? I don't know what it is. Women choose their careers over starting a family, and they don't learn about how to date men or talk to men, or they just focus on their studies and all that, which is true. There's some truth to that. And how when they finally get to the dating world, they don't understand men. They don't know how to date men. They don't know how to talk to men. All they ever did was working on that, and then later on they complain about men and how men are this and that. When in actuality, you just don't know shit about men because you never took the time out to learn the opposite sex. You didn't think it was important, but now you're older in life, you lonely, your career ain't filling that hole. Now you upset because you can't get a man, but you never learned about how to get a man. But the same thing with dudes, my nigga. You the same thing. You bust your ass. You go to work every single day. You focus on working, and you get these jobs. These jobs out here that pay a lot of money, nigga. You working like them engineering jobs, all these other shits, like these high paying jobs. Don't think you just gonna get that job and you gonna be chilling. My nigga, you get that job, you working, and you dedicate a whole lot of time to the job. So you ain't got time to entertain what's going on with women. You ain't got time to figure out how to talk to women and all this shit. But then you get upset when You know what I'm saying? You can't get a woman, you can't get a girl, you can't meet nobody. And then when you finally do meet a girl, she's a girl that's into your money. You don't know how to talk to women, so you get a girl that's kind of into you, and the only thing that she shows interest in is in your money. That's the
Your
only thing.
money. Yep.
Oh, shit, she likes money. All right, I got that. I can show that shit off. So you start feeding into that. She starts feeding into that, and you still feel lonely as shit, but you do got this girl, and you know you're not really good with women, but you managed to get this girl. So you're like, all right, fuck, this is the girl I want, but then you can't deal with her because you fucking can't stand her, but you break up, say you break up with her, and she takes you whatever you got. You trying to move on to the next one. You still don't fucking know how to talk to women. The only girls you know how to get is the ones that go after money. So what do you keep doing? You keep running into that same type of chick because you never fucking learn how to do anything else. So same thing.
I mean, it's kind of wild on both sides. It's just that it just comes down to they just don't know how to relate. Pretty much outside of money, it's just like, what else do you have? You know. So it's just like you expecting something from a certain type of person, but it's just like that's not that person. In the case of the money aspect, it's like you want the bad bitch, so you flaunting the money because you feel like that's what's gonna attract them. And and more often than not, it will. Don't get me wrong. There's some of them that it won't attract because either they have their own money or or it's just not who they are. They just happen to look good.
Yeah, don't think you're attractive like the leaders of tomorrow. Like if you're doing that. So
exactly. So it's just like what else do you have to offer besides the money? Because I mean, if the money is gone, then what happens? I mean, how many times through century have we seen that? Where niggas lose all their shit and then all of a sudden act shocked and surprised when the bad bitch or the supermodel that was there wants a divorce right after that. It's like niggas, I'm just like, this ain't new. Like niggas act like half of this shit. The wild part to me is like niggas act like half of the shit they're going through is new, and it's not. Like social media just brought it to your face. That's all it is.
Bro, storybooks. There's been stories of this in fairy tales and stories, novels, movies. You ain't have to wait until the internet to hear this story. It's a tale that's been through the ages. It's a girl that only wants her first stuff, and then he leaves them high and dry, whatever. There was never true love between them.
Never. And, even to bring it back to like fairy tale and all this stuff, niggas watch too much movies because they just like you see something like maybe let's say like Revenge of the Nerds pops into my head. The niggas who just ain't had no game, ain't had all this stuff, but consider themselves the nice guys that wanted the really super attractive like cheerleader, rah rah rah, this type of woman, and then they see that in a movie and feel like, yeah, that it's possible out here. The good guy's gonna win at least once, type shit. But it's like life ain't a movie, life ain't a fairy tale.
That's so narrow thinking. Like we're not jocks, nerds, and all that. You can't be putting niggas in that box. I'm telling you, the nigga that you call a jock, the reason why, probably one of the reasons why he's so good at what he does is because the motherfucker probably works really hard outside of school to get good at football or good at whatever sport the motherfucker plays. He's probably hella engaged in his community, so motherfuckers see his face all the time. And he's probably a personable motherfucker, which women fucking, surprise, surprise, fucking like. If you're a well-rounded motherfucker. You are a hateful, miserable nigga that your dad has to tell to go outside and get some fucking fresh air and go touch some grass. Like he has to
go touch some grass. Exactly. He literally has to tell you to go touch grass.
And even still over here bitching at him, complaining about you want to shoot the whole motherfucking place. And you want to know why you fucking get upset. And you watch movies like Revenge of the Nerds and think that shit is some real shit. No, you're the bad guy. You don't do shit. You haven't done anything constructive. You haven't built nothing, no bridges. You haven't showed your value. You haven't done anything in your community. Like the things that he does, you can never achieve with getting your high-paying job and all that other shit. Like, because tomorrow if you go broke, niggas will leave you in the gutter because niggas don't know who the fuck you are at all. Yeah. This nigga will walk into any bar, any place, and niggas will love him for the rest of his life because of what he's done, for the intangible shit he's done for the people around him. He's insulated, so he'll never be poor. Like that nigga, and who says he's a dumbass? I'm not mad. A lot of people who are like captains of these teams and all this shit, who people love, they're also smart as shit. Like he's like a lot of times.
Yeah, this whole narrative about the dumb jock like I said, it's high
Real,
school shit. It's
bro.
yeah, it's childish thinking, and it's
But
not
even in
real
high
because it's
school, bro, think about the niggas that was always getting the name under the speakers. It's a nigga that was in AP classes, honor roll. Not even just honor roll, captain of this team, captain of that team. The nigga was like a captain of the sports team and was honor roll student. What the fuck is you talking about? Nigga, all you
right.
need to do is download Halo and play that shit with
with some Mountain Dew and some flaming hot Cheetos in the back. That's all you did. Like fuck this fucking jock ass nigga, man.
and you get
That's what
that racist when you start losing fucking niggers. God,
yeah, fucking niggas. Ah.
goddamn niggers.
That's all you can do is jump. That, you know, that's kind of why I said it's all childish thinking, yo. Because it's just like I said, you look at the movies and you think like, oh, that's real. The jocks are really that stupid. Because that's what you see in movies. You see dumb jocks in movies.
Yeah,
But
always.
in real life, you're not, like you said, you're not understanding that a lot of these dudes that play sports and all that good stuff are really smart as fuck. They're smart dudes. They like a lot of them don't get to college just, you know, off some nonsense. Like, is there some dumb jocks? Maybe. Like, yes, of course. But then they're more, I would say at this point, they're more of an exception and not the rule of the jock, if I'm saying it right. Like, they're not the ones that set the standard for what an athlete is. Like, a lot of them are smarter than, you know, folks like to give them credit for.
They let
So it's
Hollywood,
like,
they let Hollywood manipulate them, bro. You can't let Hollywood guide you. If you really that smart, if you really that smart, don't let Hollywood like if you let Hollywood tell you there's such thing as jocks and nerds, and you really falling right into it and really putting yourself in that box. Like, come on now.
I mean, but there's folks that really do put themselves in that box, and it just doesn't make any sense. It's just like, I mean, going back to your original point, is the fact that, you know, you just had no real personality, and you just decided that, you know, I'd much rather have the cheerleader than the other girl who's probably into the same shit that I like, but I didn't find her attractive. And it's kind of crazy because those same women in high school grow up to look fucking great when they're older. That's the wild part. So it's just like now you chasing Susie from back in the day who had braces and the fucking bifocals, but now she is the bad bitch, and you over here trying to get her with your money. But nah, nigga, Susie out here with a fucking 6-figure job too, because, you know, remember, Susie was smart as well. She just happened to have braces and bifocal glasses back then. But now she making 6 figures and she look bad. When you could have had her from the jump. She had a crush on you because y'all both like the same shit. But, you know, you wanted you know, Samantha over here who was captain of the cheerleading team, and you was watching Revenge of the Nerds too much.
And now your startup business that you were so proud about that made you all them 6 figures, your competitor is dating Susie. And that nigga is about to destroy you. That nigga will destroy you because of Susie. She's like, oh yeah, I remember that cocksucker from back in the day. I see he wasn't gonna take over your company, but because you see, Susie had a little thing for you back in school, and you basically blew her off. Now I'm gonna destroy your company. I'll fuck you up now. But yeah, like, it's crazy how the world works, man. It's crazy, and people, they don't wanna think beyond the shit that's presented to them, because like, God forbid you develop your own personality. God forbid you think outside the box, talk to different people, do something different about yourself. Have a little bit of discipline. God forbid that. Like,
or just change your way of thinking. Like, God forbid you just change your way of thinking. Because like I said, like, I used to think like that when I was younger. You know, like I would put myself into that box, you know, that would think like that as the nerdy kid that wouldn't, you know, wouldn't get the fucking women. But then I grew up. I developed a personality. I figured out who I was as a person. And then, you know, after that, it was a lot easier to talk to women and then also date women. But some of these niggas never grow up. Honestly, they never grow up. They never self-reflect and think like, yo, what was I doing that was fun? You know, that reminds me of a video that I seen. There was I don't know if you know who John Moss is on the internet. Yeah, well, he had this video where he was like commenting on something. Somebody was basically talking about the same thing we talk about. And then he finished the video with his own personal experience, right? He was talking about how, you know, he couldn't, you know, get women, this, that, and the third, and he always wondered why. Like, you know, what was going on? What was I doing wrong? And then at the end of the video, he tells you about how he came to his self-realization that, you know, he stunk. Like he wouldn't take a shower. That's what the thing is. He had some self-reflection. He understood, like, okay, the problem wasn't everybody else, it was me. And a lot of these niggas ain't ready for that conversation, or they ain't ready to sit here and be like, yo, maybe it was me that was the problem. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that's where a lot of it has to start. But I mean,
it sounds funny to us, but to some people they just don't see it. And the hygiene, I'm glad back in the day, motherfuckers like, yo, you need to take a shower. And I'm like, thank you. I'm gonna say, you know what I'm saying? Like that's like just hygiene goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? And realizing how important hygiene is at a young age, which I felt like I learned that shit at young enough age. Well, like that shit can change your whole experience. Cause you over here trying to talk to girls and you smell crazy, like it's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And,
right.
Some dudes they'll rock with certain girls that smell crazy, but girls too. Some girls don't realize they smell crazy, and they gotta hear it.
Oh yeah, it's both sides of the fence. When you're young, some folks just don't understand it.
Yeah.
Men, boys and girls, men and women, they don't understand the power that hygiene has. But that shit does say that shit can change your life. That shit just change your life.
Yeah,
just understanding.
And taking showers after gym class. I know it sounds crazy. You know what I'm saying? I did it a couple of times and I felt great after I did it. And I started doing it regularly. Like when I got my senior year when I was going to school, I was like, I ain't taking no showers in the school. The schools I was in, those showers were crazy, bro. I'm not trying to have my naked body anything in there. I swim around a little bit, try not to get sweaty, whatever. I got upstate, the showers a little bit cleaner. It wasn't in the dungeon in the basement. The locker room was clean. Showers were kind of clean. I was like, yo, fuck it. And I did it. I was like, yo, this shit feels great. Shit feels great. I was like, yo, I went back to class like questions. I'm like, yeah, I feel great. So like, hygiene, bro, important.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, as a grown ass man, I can't sit in my freaking bed after a long day with like sweat and grime on my body. Like it just ain't happening.
Coming in from work, or just coming in from outside. You bring all that shit and just go like, and we ain't got enough time for this inside the pocket, but we want to have a discussion about motherfuckers that wear shoes in bed. If I'm really coming up from work or somewhere like I've been out all day, then yeah, I'm gonna take off my clothes before I even get to my bed. I'm not going to bed with my clothes on pretty much.
Yeah.
I got conscious of like just butt naked, fuck that. And
I mean that's how I am. I honestly take off. I have clothes I put on for outside, and I got clothes I have for inside. I take all them outside clothes off and then put my inside clothes on. Like nah. But in the case of what you just said, like if I'm just going somewhere real quick, then I'll do that. After a long day of work, hell no, shower. Then we gonna lay in that bed. Cause nigga, I'm sweaty. I'm fucking got dirt and grime all over me. Like nah, man, that shit feels weird. Yeah.
Like came back from the club and I'm just shit faced and I just fall in the bed. That's probably the only other exception.
Yeah, I'll let that slide.
Yeah, if that's not the case, then nah, I'm not about to be doing that. We ain't.
Yeah, but wearing your shoes on the bed, nigga, I don't even want people wearing shoes inside my house. So what the fuck is this shit in my bed? But I was about to say, I don't know if that's like cause we grew up in a Caribbean household where my mom used to tell us, not to wear shoes, walking through the living room to get. Where we lived, obviously because you've been there. Well, but the people out there don't know. The apartment we lived in, you would have to walk through the living room to get to our room. It'd be a cold day in hell before she'd let us fucking walk through the living room with our shoes on. So I had that ingrained in me very young to take your shoes off before you actually walk into the house. And so I keep that to this day because you're bringing in dirt. Now you got to vacuum your fucking house or you got to mop.
When you go up north, like there's gonna be a point in time when it's gonna be slush and snow outside, muddy, salty, and ain't nobody trying to bring that in your house. Whether you got hardwood floors, especially if you got rugs, or even if you got a regular vinyl kitchen or whatever floor the tile, whatever floor you got, you don't want to try to get slimy ass mud and ice up inside your house, like nah. And every house I've ever been in, that niggas just walk in there with their shoes on and all that shit. It's always been like a fucking stripped down couch against the wall, an old ass everywhere, clothes everywhere. Like nah. I ain't
gonna lie. I always ask when I go to somebody's house for the first time. I always ask, can I wear my shoes in the house? Because I'm immediately taking my shoes off. Like once I walk in the door, I'm just popping them bitches off.
Some places I'm happy to keep my shoes on. Yeah,
Well, listen, if you can see that you can keep your shoes on, that's a whole different story. I'm talking about like if the house is, nice, there's other situations where you can tell, okay, I'm gonna need to keep my shoes on here.
Yeah,
or I could or I know I can keep my shoes on.
As soon as you see that, you're like, nah, I'm not taking my shoes off of here. Nah. But yeah, that's all right. So let's get up out of here. It's Inside the Pocket. We delivered anything you want to touch on before we close this one out?
I know we usually don't give final thoughts, but I want to give my final thoughts real quick. Yeah, people do better, choose better. Men don't flash your money, then complain when the woman leaves you because you don't have no more money. Like you kind of set that as the expectation. Honestly, women, same thing. That goes for you too, but in a different sense. Don't flash your body, but then be mad when all he wants is your body, because that's literally the only thing you use to attract him. I mean, it's common sense. And develop a personality. That's all it is.
Don't live with everybody a bad guy, good guy, black and white. It's not that fucking easy.
It's not that easy. And honestly, listen, a weird personality is still better than no personality.
Yes.
Let's put it like that. Because even weirdos get love too. I've seen it. So yeah, exactly. They get bitches and men. Actually, what? Let me not be sexist. They get women, and the weird women also get weird men. So yeah.
Weird women definitely but don't be a creeper, because creepers don't get.
Yeah. Creepers is definitely different from weird. Let's put that distinction out there. Yeah. Creeper is not a personality, but weird can be if done right.
Yeah. Just don't put that weird O in that. You don't want to be a weirdo.
Oh yeah. If you're a weirdo, then if you're a weirdo creeper, then I'll see you in jail, nigga. I don't know, because you're gonna end up doing some wild shit.
Alright. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let us know how we doing. Thanks for tuning in. Sussanova. We out of here. Bring the beat.